Oh my god, if I can't talk, it's because I had so much caffeine. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, as always, and happy New Year's. We made it through 2020. Do I need to say anything else? Oh my gosh. Hope everybody had a safe year, and I know this year was absolutely awful, but just gotta keep moving on. Sorry I haven't been uploading in a minute. I broke my hand, which you can still see it's a little bruised, and of course it was my right hand, which is my money maker, so that was really unfortunate, but I'm back. So for today's video, obviously if you guys watch my videos, you know that I love to wear like super crazy bright, boisterous colors. And I get so many people, you know, complimenting me, but they're like, oh my god, I'd love that. I wish I could wear that, but like I never could. And it breaks my heart because I'm like, oh my god, no, you guys can literally wear anything. So I had a few people ask me how to show them how to like tone down brighter eyeshadow palettes, because so many eyeshadow palettes nowadays, I mean, everything's like rainbow and super bright and crazy. And I understand a lot of people don't want to wear that. It could be out of their comfort zone, or like maybe they work a corporate job or something where they need to tone it down. So this is what this whole entire video will be. If you guys want to know how to tone down any eyeshadow palette and also eyeshadow placement, then go ahead and keep on watching. So the first thing that I always like to go over with my students when I used to instruct was the different types of brushes that you have, because each brush will do a different application. So some brushes may apply more eyeshadow, some may not. So I'm going to put a clip here to show you guys the different brush types and how they work. Okay, so you guys can see I have 3 different brushes here. So this one is going to be a super tiny small packing brush, and it will pack on the eyeshadow a lot darker than the other brushes. So for example, here I have 3 different spots of eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to take the tiny little packing brush to show you guys. Like, that's dark. And so you can see you don't really get like too much blending out of it because it gets very like patchy. And then you have 2 different types of fluffy brushes. Obviously there's a bunch of different sizes of all these types of brushes, but you can see the white one is a little bit more pointy compared to the brown one. The brown one's going to give you more of a blended wash compared to the tapered one, because the tapered one is going to give you a little bit more of a harsher line, but these types of brushes are going to diffuse the eyeshadow compared to this brush. So going in, I'm going to take the white brush first, which is again a little bit pointier. So you can see when you try to go in to blend, it leaves more of a line compared to the round brush. It's gonna go in and really diffuse that. So after figuring out which brush you need and what brush does what, the next step is to use an eyeshadow base. So there are tons of eyeshadow bases. There's clear ones, there's like, I have the P. Louise ones here. Literally they have like blue, purple, orange, any color of the rainbow you can think of. I personally, I only like to use these when I'm doing something super bright, like where I, you know, if maybe I have a blue eyeshadow that's not going to show up as well, so I'll use this underneath. Typically though, I'll either use the white base or, God, I'm so sorry, my voice just sounds so shaky. I don't know why. It's weird. But anyways, or I'll use their like just regular, which is the Rumor 01, which is just like a nude color, I guess, a lighter nude. Obviously, if you use a white base, your eyeshadow is going to pop a lot further. So if you just want something universal, I recommend a base close to your skin tone or even like a clear one. All right, so before I go into the colors, I want to just do a little basis of eyeshadow for any of you who don't really know the placement. Again, ignore my really crappy drawing, but this is how I used to teach my students. So if here's your eye, here's your crease. The easiest thing for me to remember is to have a light color, a medium color, and a dark color. So your 1, 2, and 3. Obviously you can have 4, 5, 6, whatever, but those are your standard eyeshadows. So your 1, which is going to be your lightest color, typically goes in the inner corner. Your 2 will go in the crease, and then your 3 will go what they call the outer V right here. However, like if you look on this eye, you can see I brought the crease shadow in further, and then this one I left it out. So this eye will look darker. So if you have your crease shadow, again talking about the green eye, I ended up bringing the crease like almost all the way to here, and that's going to create the illusion that your eyes are closer set, and it's going to look darker. And then on this eye I brought the crease further out, and then I brought that one color, hold on, let me grab my Sharpie, put the one color more up and out. So it's just kind of flip-flopping the creases. Again, if you want your eyes to look darker, bring it in further. If you don't, leave it out further. And then for the outer V is what they call it. That's the darker colors out here. The reason why they call it a V is because it's kind of like a V shape. depending on the eye shape, on this eye, I made it more rounded. Hold on. This is very difficult to do. Normally I do this on like a chalkboard or a whiteboard. So you can either make it more rounded, or you can bring the eyeshadow up and bring it more tapered. So this eye, I tried to make it more rounder because I normally do tapered, but I tried to make this more rounded. And then on this eye, you can see the eyeshadow came up and higher to a point. Another thing is, if you are going to put any eyeshadow underneath on the lower lash line, here's your eyeshadow. I like to always make sure that your V comes down a little bit lower to connect, because I hate seeing when you have like a gap right here. So that's just a nice little tidbit. All right, what's next? What's next? What's next? Okay, finally we can dabble into the eyeshadow, because I just wanted to get all of that information out for you guys before learning the actual eyeshadows. So, I have a few different palettes here. Alright, so we'll start with the Blood Money. This one, obviously, it's green, so toning down green eyeshadows is a little difficult because there aren't really a lot of like universal colors in here. What I ended up trying to do was, whenever you look at a palette, you want to see obviously what colors are you going to be comfortable with, and your 1, 2, and 3, your darkest to your lightest to your darkest. So for my one on this eye, I used Private Island, which is this like brown. And then my crease, I ended up using Self-Made. And then my outer V, I ended up using, what is this? Persuasion. Now you can see it's not like super prominent, because going back to the brushes, I did not use a super dense packing brush. I just used fluffy brushes. So by just using fluffy brushes, you can take super bright eyeshadows and just very lightly kind of swirl and swirl and swirl and just keep blending and blending, and they will start to tone down. This guy right here is an amazing brush to have. It is expensive. It's Wayne Goss. It's number 16, but it's very, very dense compared to this one. You can see it's just woo, and this one's not moving that much. So if you're like me and accidentally go a little too dark out here, you can literally take a super dense brush and just go crazy, and it'll start diffusing it. Now, for something, oh my god, I can't open it, like this, the Neon Palette by Huda. These are very bright colors, obviously. So again, you can have, like, for example, let's say your 1 right here. You could even do like a 2 for your crease, either of these two. And obviously these all depend on your skin tone. If you wear darker skin tone, you can obviously go darker. Darker skin tones look beautiful with metallics. Oh my god, beautiful. So I highly recommend that. Lighter skin tones, if you're going to go with more matte shades, I recommend for your crease shadow to go a little bit warmer instead of cooler. But be cautious, because sometimes warm eyeshadows turn orange. So going back to this palette, if somebody wanted to wear anything out of here and they were just beyond intimidated, what I would tell somebody to start off is, if let's say you just wear like simple eyeliner and mascara, you can take even like this pink metallic, which is, it's not that bright at all, and you can just pop it right here in the corner. Just a little something something. You don't even need to wear eyeshadow. Or if you just want to take it and just very lightly just dust it on, because again, you can barely even see that. And maybe just a little mascara. What was really common a few years ago was the Halo eyeshadow, which was literally just taking the like one eyeshadow color and just doing a very soft wash on your eyes. That was huge on the runways in 2018, 2017, I forget, but one of those years. All right, here's another example. So this is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This one, again, obviously has tons of beautiful colors and bright, but again, all you have to do is train your eye to look for the tonal colors that will work for you, and also learning color theory and how to actually like mix colors together, because you don't be afraid to mix one eyeshadow with another to make it lighter or darker or just like even warmer, cooler. Which, if you guys didn't know, I do have a color theory video up on my channel, so I'll put the link down below in the description box for you guys. So for this eye, for my lid, I used Momentum, which is this guy right here. My crease, I ended up using Karma. And I will say, looking at it on camera, it doesn't look that orange, but when I put it on my crease, it turned really orange, so I ended up mixing some of, what is this? Crash, because you can tell Crash is a lot cooler tone compared to Karma, because Karma is pretty orange. And then for the outer V, I ended up mixing these three right here, just because this one was too red, this one was too dark, and this one lightened it up. So I ended up just kind of going back and forth. And that's the beautiful thing about eyeshadow. You can just keep blending and blending and blending and blending and mixing colors and trying to figure out different tones and undertones. And what I love about this palette is her glitters. They are tricky to put on with a brush, so I recommend using a finger, but you can just put, again, like this color, for example. It's beautiful, like champagne-y pink. It's called Cosmic, and you can just very, very lightly, if you want a little something something, or if you're changing it to a night look, boom, you pop some glitter on, put some lashes on, you're good to go. And one more example of a palette. This is the Alyssa Edwards by Anastasia. So this one again, oh god, hold on, let me take the brush out before everything starts falling. This one again, you can see has tons of bright colors, but let me zoom in so you can really see this one. This color right here may be too dark for lighter skin tones, where at darker skin tones, it may be the perfect #1 color. So again, you have the mobility to mix this, and let's say it gets a little too like chalky, add a little yellow to make it warmer. So again, if you wanted to, you can mix these two for the lid color, leave this as the crease, and then go in that with your outer V and darken it with a little bit of brown if you wanted to. And also, again, having like all the different colors, even if you are doing more of a tonal look, again, putting just a tiny little dot in the corner, I think is so cute. Or even using the eyeshadow as like a smoked out eyeliner if you wanted to use like this blue, for example. Because you could wear blue eyeliner and just some mascara and hopefully get away with it. So hopefully you guys found some of those tips helpful. If you guys still need any more information, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or anything, or just comment down below and I will hopefully get back to you. Again, don't be afraid to experiment and mix different colors. I mean, it's just makeup, you can always wipe it off. But hopefully this did help, because I want more people to be bright and fun and have color in their life, because I love color. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, sorry again for not uploading, but I'm back. God, I thought my board was gonna fall down. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video to anybody who needs makeup help or who is gonna be interested. But again, if you guys have any suggestions or need help with anything, feel free to comment down below. I will put the products and brushes down below also, and like some instructional stuff in case you want to screenshot that. All right, until the next one, bye!